live?
We are live.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining Rob and I for our early Wednesday Thanksgiving extravaganza. We're going to give you guys a couple minutes to jump in. I'm going to pull up the live over here. And Rob, do you want to tell the people what we are doing this week, since this was your idea again?
I do. So welcome to the Horological Lunch Hour. We're all pretty pumped about Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Tomorrow, I don't know about you, but it's my favorite holiday.
I love Thanksgiving.
I love it. It's the greatest.
It's a holiday where I get to overeat and overdrink, and it's like encouraged.
And
so
nobody
let's
expects
go.
anything of you.
No.
You don't have to bring gifts.
Yeah.
You don't, like, it's just great.
Show up
I
with
love
something tasty,
everything
you're
about
good.
it. Favorite time of year. So, thinking about Thanksgiving and what's coming up, I thought, why don't we put together a Thanksgiving feast of watches? So, Justin and I have each picked 5 pieces, and they will represent the soup, the salad, the main, the sides, and the dessert.
Okay. All right.
We will then attempt to defend said choices.
Also, we know it's early, so hopefully we get some interaction. We want you guys to let us know what your choices are. We want to let you guys know what you think of our choices. Also, same as last week, we had a blast giving away a copy of our book. So go ahead, get yourself entered to win a copy. Everybody who comments in the chat this week will be entered, and then at the very end, at 2 o'clock, we'll spin the wheel. We'll choose someone randomly to get a copy. And yeah, it's a cool book, great book. It was a lot of fun.
Book.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun last week giving that away. So go ahead and get yourself entered to win Robert Russell, since this was your idea.
This is my idea.
Go ahead and lead us off.
All right. So.
Also, wait a minute. Sorry. Cheers, buddy.
That's right.
Even though it's 1 p.m., Hot Toddy City, what's happening?
Beautifully made by you, Matt, I add.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That's the first cheers you've done in like 3 months.
We don't actually like each other off camera. We're like two aging divas, and we just like give each other crap all day. But
Nathan Lane and Ferris Bueller. What's his real name?
Nathan Lane and Ferris Bueller?
No, who's Ferris
Matthew
Bueller?
Broderick.
Matthew Broderick. Apparently when they were doing producers, they hated each other.
Okay.
And they would only see each other on stage, and that was it.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah, and yet they were, it was incredible. Everybody loved it.
All right, well, we're going that direction. All right, go.
Okay, so we begin with the soup.
Okay, I'm going to, go ahead. You do your thing, and then
We begin with the soup.
Okay.
The soup comes out first,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Okay.
So I think about Thanksgiving, I think about this time of year, and what is better than a warm, inviting, comfortable soup course?
Okay.
Right? Like, I love that. And so for my soup,
Robert is a soup man, apparently.
I have picked the Breguet Tradition. This is the larger size. I believe this is the 40 millimeter size, and this is the rose gold. And to me, when you have the rose case and they do the rose gold movement plates like this, it's warm, it's cozy, it's comfortable. This is like eating a lovely creamy butternut squash soup.
Okay, I see what you're doing there. I
Right?
like it. I
right?
like it,
Is this not the soup course? And it's not too heavy, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of light. It just gets you started. It's a simple time only, but it's not.
Okay, of the 8 people that are, 9, yes! The 9 people watching this stream right now, how many of you actually, for your Thanksgiving dinner, start with a soup course? Please, sound off in the chat. Let me know if anybody out there actually eats soup at Thanksgiving.
Dude, a soup course to start Thanksgiving is lovely.
You say it
It
on the
gets you
trust fund,
started.
baby.
It gets you. You sit at the table. Otherwise, you bring everything out. You sit down. It's like 10 minutes. Everybody gorges themselves, and then it's over, and people are asleep watching TV. Like the soup course, like sets the stage. It gets things going. It's not too heavy. It's not too light.
Soup takes up space for no reason. Producer Adam, yes.
That being said, is that the watch someone would start with if they're starting to build a collection? Is that the first thing as their soup?
Oh, come
No,
on.
that's not what we're doing.
This would be, if this was your first watch, if you were like, hey, I want to buy a nice watch, and you went and you bought a Breguet Tradition, I would give you huge
I mean, that is a serious connoisseur's choice right there. I also would very much appreciate that. Brendan Cunningham says, I start with a soup bowl full of gin and use a spoon. And along those lines, Brendan, I like where your head's at because I reject the soup starter and instead I go for another liquid and we go with a nice, incredible bottle of red wine, Robert.
So this is like that restaurant that the photo's been on the internet like 8 million times where it says like soup of the day, whiskey.
Yeah, basically, welcome to my house. So, and if I'm gonna have a bottle of wine, and if we're gonna have like the idealized perfect Thanksgiving, I'm going with, you know, maybe like a nice 91 Chambertin or something like that. We are not messing around in the McDowell household.
Oh,
so, because of that, my first pick, my soup course, also known as wine, is this unbelievable FP Journe Tourbillon Souverain.
You are so ridiculous.
This is where it's at. It is classy. It's slightly vintage. It's from, what is this? This is a 99 actually, so not a great year when it comes to Burgundy, but that's okay.
Oh yeah, was the weather bad in France?
It
that
was
year?
actually. 91 and 02, 05 were better, but anyways, so it's got some. This has some age on it. It's got a little bit of like pizzazz, obviously, with that gold dial. It's also just like the classiest thing you possibly could pull out. So, if we're gonna start a Thanksgiving meal, Rob, we are starting it off right, my friend.
Right, but you've ended it before it's began.
That's what dessert is for, buddy. This is no. This is the $24,000 bottle of Chambertin that has been, you know, someone has been waiting to bring it over. You know, my long lost wealthy uncle has been waiting to come over to Thanksgiving to just wow the family. This is how you start a meal.
So Trust Fund Thanksgiving begins with an early Journe Tourbillon, which I can't knock the watch, right? This, in addition, can we zoom in on this, Adam?
But while you're zooming, Brendan Cunningham again said that's the Souverain reference, and dude, just no, amazing. I love it. All right, continue. Zoom in.
So I cannot fault the watch, right? It is history. It is artwork. This is when FP himself was putting these things together, and it does have so much vibe, so much character. The 38 millimeters, the brass movement, the textured dial.
It's got the remontoire that's based on the system that he developed for, I think, his second pocket watch back in like '82. Like, there's so much history here.
This is the early one where the dials don't have that like bright white treatment to them yet. It's actually a kind of like burnished silver color, which to me is really beautiful because it almost like it looks more vintage.
It does.
Mean, it is remarkable. I will say that. However, I think you have also like it's over. Like that's it, dude. There's like I was looking at this is a main course, dude. This is not a soup or this isn't even a bottle of wine.
You wait for the main course.
This is like this is
Robbie,
absurd.
You're not drinking the right kind of wine if this is not a bottle of wine, pal.
Well,
I understand
we
that
don't all
I understand
have
that
the
it's
trust
not
fund dollars to buy.
It's not boxed. I get it.
Generational wine over here. Damn.
Okay, well, continue, my friend.
Yeah.
You're moving
That
on.
is the opposite of my soup course, which was to prepare you for wonderful things to come.
Again.
Remind everybody to comment, stay in the chat for the book at the end. Now that people are.
Yes, now that people are in here, you got to be in the chat at the end in order to win the book. So go ahead, comment. We will enter you. We'll spin the wheel like we did last week, and we are going to give away a copy of our book. So stick around.
Yeah. So anyway, Justin is done. You might as well leave because that's it.
Rob, you're not doing Thanksgiving right, my friend. Clearly, not coming to Thanksgiving at your house, my friend.
Okay. I believe the salad is next.
I'll allow it.
Because you have the soup course, and then really kind of everything comes out. And I've thought about the salad, the mains, and the sides as kind of coexisting together. And that's kind of how I put this together.
Okay.
Because I actually put thought into this. There is thought. You took notes. You take notes for everything. You probably take notes to, like, I don't know, get ready in the morning. But, you know, I thought about this. It's well thought out.
Amazing.
Because I love these kinds of exercises.
Wow me.
So, for the salad,
yes,
we have this.
How are you going to connect a giant Urwerk to a salad?
This is not giant. This is the Urwerk 210, and this is, I think this is an absolutely stellar watch. In some ways, like a jump hour, because as these hands move around, It jumps as such.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Huh.
Look at that. Ah, I love it. It is funky, it is weird, but it is super wearable. It sits really well on the wrist. The black case with that green lume is like striking. This to me, I love this watch.
Rob,
I'm
what kind of
absolutely
salad are
in
you
love with this
eating?
watch. So let's think about the salad and how it works with everything else, right? Why do we have a salad? It should be something bright, like you get that acidity from like a nice vinaigrette or something like that. And it complements the other two pieces. So you have to remember this and know how it's going to complement the other pieces that I have as a foil, because I don't want just like wet, soggy leaves. I want something that is going to refresh and uplift and like complement the other things. And that is
Again.
exactly what this Urwerk does, because it is hyper modernity, but it is super wearable, and it's just plain too cool for the room. It is.
Robert, let's be honest here. Let's call a spade a spade. You walked in, opened the safe drawer, and you just said, "I like that watch. I'm gonna talk about it." I
No
think it's
way,
a salad.
dude. No way. I thought about this.
Okay.
This is the salad course. This is a lovely like spinach salad with like walnuts and apples and feta cheese and a nice balsamic vinaigrette on the wrist.
Okay.
Salad.
Interesting. Interesting. People in the chat, you got to start rating our choices too, because like I do love the shade that's being thrown at all of our choices, but let us know if you agree, disagree.
Okay,
what you
hold
think.
Hold on. Kix RX says maybe Patek outsourced the Cubitus design to Urwerk. To me, so completely different, opposite ends of the spectrum, because if, in my own personal opinion, the Cubitus is very derivative. I do not feel like it is all that new. I feel like Patek pretending that it's very new is not my favorite thing in the world. This is not derivative of anything.
I will agree with you on that.
This is so new and cool. Yes, it is big, but how, go back to the wrist cam. How could you make this smaller?
Dude, they make that
You
watch in a
can't.
smaller case.
Not this mechanism.
Correct. Not the jumping, yes.
The 210 mechanism is very different. It is very advanced. This couldn't be any smaller. And if you look at this, I'm going to try to tilt it. Like, it's right under the crystal. It is right there. And it goes all the way to the edges. Like, you couldn't make it any smaller. It's not that big. Go to the main. It's not that big.
Dude, that's
it
big.
looks badass. I would wear this all the
very
time
cool.
if I
It
owned
is
this.
very cool.
I love
know.
this
You
watch.
need to just buy an Urwerk, because you have every single time we have one.
Yeah,
you're
I
just
know.
like,
I need Urwerk money. They are my favorite modern brand. I really, really like what they do. I like the shapes. I like the style. I like that it is so unapologetically wild.
Totally.
But at the same time wearable. You know, versus some of the MB&F creations, which I think are incredible, but they become a little unwieldy for me.
Yeah,
this I could
I
wear.
think about them in very different ways. You know, MB&F, I don't necessarily think that Max and his team approaches that from a place of, we need to make something that people can wear on their wrist. It's more, what can we make that will wow people, that looks insane, that looks, you know, totally funky and crazy.
And a lot of them are very wearable,
They are,
right?
they
Like
are.
there are a lot that are really good, and there are some that like you'd have to make the commitment. But I mean, you could say the same thing about some of the Langes, right? Like if you're going to wear a triple split, that's a commitment too. So I'm not saying that like they're all unwearable, but I just for some reason Urwerk strikes a chord recently.
All right. Well, you were giving me a lot of crap about going off piste with my soup course. So here you go, Rob. Here's my salad course, my friend. We're right on target. Get out of the comments.
There is some serious Cubitus love in the comments, and I like it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I saw this on the table, and I was like, that's his salad course.
Of course it is. Of course it is. So here, again,
Justin, this is low-hanging fruit.
Of course, but again, Robert, it's a salad. It's a low-hanging fruit. So the main thing with Thanksgiving dinner is you do not fill up on sides, on lesser sides or salad or bread. You got to make sure that you preserve space. So this. Yes, it's basic, but it won't fill you up. It won't break the bank. It does the job, and you can put a little bit of green on your plate so you can make your mom happy, but you're not taking up too much space on the plate. It's really all about real estate on the plate.
This is really funny.
Yes.
Because you're talking to the guy who doesn't eat meat
I know.
anymore. And so I do gorge myself on sides and salads and soups and pastas and everything else that's there.
This is the
And it
problem.
makes me tremendously happy.
This
I
is the
used to love
problem.
turkey. I used to think it was great, but I don't do it anymore. And I think that the sides are actually where it's at.
So I will
that's
say
kinda funny.
the sides are where it's at, but there are only certain ones that actually are worth it. So,
Like a $500,000 soup.
correct. That's also actually a bottle of wine, not soup, David. So, went
Okay.
ahead and grabbed a 36 mil Datejust palm dial, now discontinued, on a really nice Jubilee bracelet.
And
so,
it looks like a salad, so job well done.
Thank you. Wow, look at that, everybody. Robert approves of my choice. So, like I said, basic, straightforward, doesn't take up too much space, doesn't take up too much real estate, and it's just, what can you say? What critique can you have of a 36 mil Datejust?
This is a cool one too, with the smooth bezel and Jubilee bracelet.
Yeah.
That's not a combo we see often.
Well, I don't like just a standard dial with a smooth bezel and a Jubilee. I think it looks weird, but this, because you've got so much going on with that dial, I think the smooth actually works really well.
Yeah, because the dial's really busy, it works. I thought this was a home run when they introduced this. I thought it was very cool because it's subtle enough where it's not like too, over the top gaudy with the design on the dial, but it's also like the more you look at it and play with the light and stuff, the more you're like, man, that's a gorgeous
Well,
dial.
it's not like the old pyramid dials. It's not like the
It doesn't feel anything like that.
What do they call the ones with the Rolex signature just engraved all across it?
Oh, the
Not
Jubilee
celebration.
dial.
Jubilee dials.
That
thank
was the
you.
Jubilee dial.
Like those are way too much for me. And I
do
usually
really like this.
I don't usually like busy dials,
stellar.
but this is so subtle. It's like it's really tone on tone. You know what I mean? It's like the color variation is very, very close. It could be a palm. It could just be a
These
cool
are a good
design.
price,
Like, they're a
too.
great price. These
Like,
have come down. Yeah.
Yeah, these are like accessible now, even though they're discontinued, which
Yeah.
is surprising.
I don't think the
wouldn't-
market has really caught up yet, to be honest.
I wouldn't be surprised. Oh my goodness.
I was going to get there. I was going to get
I'll
there.
let you get
You
there.
always lose your train of thought.
What do you mean, dude? The train left the station decades
Mr.
ago.
Paradigm says, vegetarian? I bet you played mostly emo in your music career. Funny story, Robert is now the guitar player in a emo cover band, and they actually slap. But
Emo and pop punk.
Emo and
Yep.
pop punk,
So
yes.
I have to admit, you've got me dead to rights, and I'm okay with that.
David, you did ask for this last week. We will grab that for you. Platinum Dado.
We'll have time for
we
that.
We have
Yeah.
an up down, right? I don't think we have the regular anymore. I'll look. We'll send
not
send
sure.
Adam up to grab one, and we'll do that after we get through our Thanksgiving discussion. Yeah, we
All
have a platinum Dado up down, so we'll get
Cool.
there. We'll get there.
Are we going for the main, or do you want to talk about side dishes?
No, side dishes, buddy.
You want to do the
Come
sides
on.
first? I'm going to make you go first this time because I've gone first for the last two. While
Okay.
he is contemplating his poor choices on the table,
Oh my God.
I would like to remind everybody that we are giving away one of our gorgeous Assouline coffee table books. Please jump into the chat. Anything that you say in the chat will get you entered. And
Two entries if you make fun of Robert in the
We'll,
chat.
we'll put all those entries together and we'll spin the wheel of fate at the end of the show to give away a book. You do have to be here in the chat to win, so stick around for that. And while you're doing that, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.
Yeah, we got a lot of interesting stuff on the channel and more coming. So yeah, check it out. All right, sides. Sides are where it's at, to be honest.
Yep.
These underrated, the best part of the meal, specifically stuffing.
I thought that even when I still ate meat, but you know.
Stuffing, my favorite. My mom's stuffing, no joke, incredible. So easy there, guy.
No, I was thinking about there was a chef reactions thing where somebody was like homemade stuffing, and he was like, yeah, right, that's stovetop. Like you made it in your home, but that's stovetop.
Email said, are you doing a Black Friday deal?
I think he's joking. 4 a.m. doorbusters, yeah. Okay, so my choice, get out of the chat, my choice for the perfect watch sides pairing is Blancpain 8-day Leman Tourbillon. So,
Okay.
again,
In keeping with our trust fund Thanksgiving,
this is not even that expensive. When it comes to a tourbillon, this is not that
it's
bad.
a tourbillon.
It's sub 40K
It's a
right
grand
now.
complication.
Exactly.
Mr. Paradigm, hit me up in my DMs. We'll talk guitar stuff. That's cool.
Anyways, so stainless steel Blancpain Leman, 8-day tourbillon. So again, it's a steel Blancpain, not crazy. Yeah, it just happens to have a giant tourbillon up at 12 o'clock. But again, the sides are the star of the show for me, but they're somewhat overlooked. The focus is on the turkey. The focus is on the pies and desserts and you know, the $30,000 bottle of wine that you start with.
8 days.
8-day
That
tourbillon.
thin.
Look how thin it is.
8 days.
It wears incredibly well. It's a very comfortable bracelet. We always give brands crap for trying to reinvent the Oyster bracelet and just say, it's okay, Rolex did it already. Like, you don't need to create something new, but this is actually distinctively Blancpain. It's comfortable. It's not easy to size, but it
so
wears,
well made, though.
It wears
it's
well.
Solid as a rock.
Yeah, exactly. It's super flexible, but it feels super solid. Like, this is a monster watch. But it's so overlooked.
Also, watch this. When you turn this crown, you have this 8-day power reserve at the bottom. When I turn the crown, you can actually watch that move. It takes like maybe 16 turns or something to get fully wound. It's like, if I have one complaint with a Lange 1, it's that it's a 3-day movement that takes about 3 days to wind. This thing, the way they geared it is incredible. The flying tourbillon at 12 o'clock is incredible. We should also note that this is the daily choice of our fearless leader, Mr. Albert Ganji.
He is the black dial, though.
Well, he has both dials.
He does have both dials, and
but
they're both,
that's neither here
they're
nor
both
there.
number one. So it's okay.
But this watch is pretty incredible. It's, as you say, like stainless steel with a screw-down crown.
Right.
Our watchmaker once said this is as close to a working man's tourbillon as you could get, if ever there was such a thing. Because he wears this on the daily, and it holds up. And you know, he hasn't serviced it for years now, and he wears it all the time. Like, it's a monster watch. Very cool. To me, again, you have all main courses. Like, other than the Datejust, everything you've put out so far could be a main course. Like,
Rob,
this could be a main, dude. This is incredible.
Of course it could, but again, this is overlooked on you know, by the market. It's so special. You know, you rarely see a Blancpain, and especially a complicated Blancpain with more than a 3-digit serial number. It's low production. It's under the radar.
Yeah.
It wears well. It's steel, complicated. Like, they're monster watches that no one really pays attention to. And the longer this sits here, the more tempted I am to like make some kind of deal, because this would be a boss daily wear.
I'd prefer it on the strap myself.
No,
I'd rather wear it on the strap. I agree that it is one of the best bracelets in the business.
Yes.
But I'd put it on a strap, because you could put so many nice straps on that watch. So that's your sides.
That is my sides.
Okay. As usual, Justin continues to overwhelm
Yes.
with his Trust Fund Thanksgiving. We've been overwhelmed with the soup. The Datejust was like a palate cleanser.
Why?
And then we go right back
If
to
you're
a
not
tourbillon.
going to go over the top, like, why do it in the first place? Come on. As he pulls a freaking Panerai off the table. The guy is giving me crap because I'm showing nice things, and he grabs a Panerai. Go ahead. Wow me with this Panerai, Rob.
Once again, the sides, and I'm not thinking about this from my own viewpoint. I'm thinking about this more globally here. The sides should, once again,
Globally,
complement.
Where Thanksgiving is
with-
not celebrated? Okay, that's cool. That's good. Continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off
Could be
there.
any meal.
Okay.
Could be any meal. Could be Christmas. Could be, I don't know, any holiday you choose to
Okay,
celebrate.
all right.
Justin's
So-
Thanksgiving invite is the only house that comes with a valet.
So the sides, along with the salad, should complement. Everything should go together. Everything should have kind of a purpose and a place. You know, you don't want to like overload the table, have 8 billion dishes on the table for no reason. So my side is the Panerai. I believe this is the 674.
You believe?
This
you know
is the-
Panerai in your sleep.
This
Don't
is a
try and-
Luminor Duet. Look at that. Super duper thin. It's 45 mil this way, but it's fine because
my
it's not
God.
so tall. So it
It's
still sits.
45 mil.
It's a
45
Panerai. It's a
mil.
Panerai.
Oh
It's
my
supposed to be
God.
big. You don't want it small. I mean, they do make some good small ones.
Panerai is the token green on the table that gets thrown out the next day because no one ate it.
I shed a single tear for that comment. A single tear has been shed. So this, you get the sandwich style, you get the small seconds, you get the beautiful kind of standard hyper legible Panerai layout. You get a nice vintage toned loom, which I'm fine with. I don't have any problem
No, me
with,
neither. I prefer
a
it, actually.
vintage toned loom because it's an aesthetic choice. And at the end of the day, I look at this watch and it is aesthetically pleasing. Look at that. I would wear this with my suit and it would look fantastic and I'd get many compliments.
Would you now?
We have a micro rotor in the back, and that's part of how it stays nice and thin. Stainless steel case. This is the side dish where you have your mains, but you're almost tempted to just wear this every day and enjoy the hell out of it.
Oh my God.
That is my side dish. In the same way that like you go to Thanksgiving and you're there for the turkey, but at the end of the day you eat way more sides than you do turkey because they're better.
Agreed.
And this is the same thing. You end up tempted to just say,
Okay.
hey, I'm just going to wear
Adam.
this 10 out of 10 watch
Cut to the
every
main
day.
cam for 1 second. I want
No,
to
you
make a
can cut.
point. I want to make a
I'm
point
good.
here.
I'm good, unless people want more
Robert
Panerai.
just said that this is the watch that you choose to wear because it's better than the main. I just want to call that out because I know what his main is, and he is telling you that Panerai is better than this watch that he's going to say is his main. Robert, the floor is yours, my friend. What is your main dish?
So, the main course should be the star. And that's probably the one fault of Thanksgiving, is people love to complain about the turkey. I had a friend growing up who they did not eat turkey because nobody in their house liked turkey.
Okay.
So instead, they had like the most gigantic prime rib that there ever was.
Yeah,
and
I've heard that before.
yeah, his dad would get up early and like, roast this thing to perfection. So this is more in that line. This is when you show up and you're like, oh wait, there's no turkey. This is actually even better. And I have chosen the heaviest of heavies.
Well,
The Patek
I have something to say about that, but yes.
5204. I wish it was a 5004. Sorry, 52. You got me distracted because I'm thinking about all of my defense right now. This is the 5204. This is Patek's split second perpetual calendar chronograph. This is the movement anyway is the current model that they're making. The 5004 was the predecessor to this. And there are a lot of things about this watch that are absolutely tremendous. Dauphine hands, which to me, like Patek with Dauphine, is 10 out of 10. The upside down moon is like the smallest touch in the world, but is the touch that to me makes this so incredibly cooler than like a 5270 or similar. And then, of course, that extra button in the crown, which is one of those, if you know, you know. This is way better than the extra button over here at 10 o'clock.
Oh my
and I don't
God,
think
way
anybody will
better.
fight me on that.
Yeah.
Even Justin agrees with me that the button in the crown is the way to go.
100%.
And then, oh, it's got a service sticker on the back. Sorry. The movement on this thing is absolutely incredible. It's, you can see many pictures of them online. I'm sorry that this one has that service sticker. This is freshly serviced, which obviously if you're buying a watch like this, to know that Patek has gone over this and everything is correct and it's all right.
Well, beyond that, the fact that the cost of that has already been handled and you don't have to worry about a $6,000 service.
The 6 months to a year that you would be missing your absolutely incredible watch.
Right.
There is nothing bad about this watch. I have no comments. The case is incredibly artful. The lugs are short, which is good. So like it doesn't overhang the wrist. It doesn't overwhelm.
Yeah, I mean, it has
Look
to.
at that.
It definitely, the lugs need to be short because it is a little bit on the thicker side, but it is a stunning watch, incredible complication. It's Patek at its best. That is a great piece.
Pose the hands quickly. And I love the layout. I love in these modern ones, they've decided to take the leap year away from being like concentric with these small hands. So we have the leap year over here, we have the day night over here, and it leaves your running seconds and your 30-minute counter wide open like that. I love that there's no scales. I don't need a tachymeter. I don't need what's the decimal one for like mortar fire? I don't need that.
Yeah.
I don't need a pulsation scale because I'm not a doctor. I like the way this looks. I like the way this wears. I think this is an absolutely incredible watch. And the fact that they're like $100,000 less than the original retail on the secondary market boggles my mind. This is your main course. This is what everybody showed up for. And even though you came for the sides and you thought, hey, I like the sides, I'm here for the sides, then you were like, oh, this is not your average Thanksgiving. I'm going to eat me these mains.
Right, there's a Panerai on the table.
Yeah, actually, again, just want to say that Robert, before he talked about that watch, he did tell you that the Panerai is the one that you're going to like more than his main. So I don't disagree with you, Rob.
Tom says don't go swimming with the Duet. I know a lot of people have a big problem with the fact that like Panerai is a dive watch and that the Duets don't have that. I think they have 30 meters of water resistance.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I'm also not.
I don't bring my watches in the water.
No.
I have a G-Shock for that.
Yeah.
I have seen what water does to watches.
Yep.
And my watches stay away from the water.
Yeah, I'll
that's
wash
about it.
dishes. I will go
Yeah,
out in
me
the
too.
rain, but I'm not taking mine in a pool or in the
Yep.
ocean. Even my
I was gonna
Explorer.
say,
with
yeah,
the
I was about to
straight-up
say,
crown,
even
like,
my Explorer, which is sitting here on the table.
I
like,
take that off when I swim. Like,
Yeah,
I
me
totally
too.
could swim with it, but I don't. Anyways, Rob, great choice.
Okay.
Nice watch.
Yes.
I agree with all your choices. You're wrong, though. If we are talking about the star of the show,
Yes.
guess what, my friend? It's not that Patek Grand Comp. It's this Patek Grand Comp. So
Have we shown this on the show
I
yet?
don't know if we have yet. So if we haven't, this is a Patek Philippe 5074R. This is the big daddy of Patek Grand Comps, one of them.
Yeah,
so
because the case
perpetual
is
calendar,
enormous.
perpetual calendar, minute repeater.
I love how he's all like, oh, you're big, goofy Panerai. But like,
Yep,
this is
Rob,
not that much
I
smaller.
love you, buddy, but you're
Just
not making
saying.
you're not
This
making
is
the you're not
that much
making the
smaller.
point you think you're making right now. This perpetual calendar minute repeater. This is the absolute star of any show you go to. It is, but like a turkey, it's only good when done well. So it needs to be moist, it needs to be cooked well, you need to be able to slice it properly. This does everything perfectly. It is a great size, and that's even coming from me with tiny little wrists. It is unbelievably thin for a perpetual calendar minute repeater. It wears beautifully. It is so classic, and it sounds incredible. It's so much thinner than your 5204R, Rob. It is an absolute stunner. This is where it's at. Go ahead and chime that watch right now
Okay.
if it's wound, because this has cathedral gongs, which if you're not familiar, cathedral gongs are they have a deeper, richer sound than your standard, minute repeater chimes, and
They're bigger.
Exactly.
So if the reason, this is basically the 5070 case. So this is one of the bigger round cases that Patek has ever made. And the reason they did that was it allowed them to get a really large gong in here. Again, large for a wristwatch. They're still like microscopic in terms of like any other acoustical instrument. But these are absolutely massive in here. And I will set this off.
I mean, it literally sounds like church bells.
It's clear. It's clear. It's resonant.
The tone of it is unbelievable. Like, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. Like, how do you do better than this?
It's a masterpiece.
It is a
It
masterpiece.
is a complete masterpiece
This
from
is
beginning
the
to
star
end.
of the show. If you are building a meal around something, you are building a meal around a dish. Thanksgiving is known for turkey. I don't care vegetarian. I don't care New Jersey roast beef dude.
Yeah, you don't care about anybody. I know.
That's
I get
true.
it.
I only
get
care
it.
about myself.
I get it.
Thanksgiving is yes, I agree that the sides are more fun. Dessert is more fun. Soup and salad, whatever. Wine is more fun, but
and salad,
you
whatever.
still need the main. You still need the turkey. It still has to be cooked to perfection. Mom gets up in the morning and she starts it at 6 a.m. so that it's ready for lunch, dinner, whatever at 2:30. Like, this is your 23-pound bird, free range.
See, but this is
humanely
so perfect
raised.
though, because this is your trust fund Thanksgiving, and
Yes.
this is the turkey's been in the oven all day. It comes out, it's perfectly
Yep.
golden brown, but then it actually does just taste like shoe leather. Whereas in this is what I used to do, which is
God.
a braised turkey, which takes about 2 hours, sum total from start to finish, and it is succulent every single time. It was foolproof. It was great. Do I get the big browned, carcass on the table? No, I do not. It was braised. It was beautiful. It was so very good.
Robert, I'm gonna stand
This
by.
is better.
I'm
this
not.
is better than that.
I love you,
I
but I'm
would
not
take-
coming to
I would
Thanksgiving dinner at your
wear-
house.
Well, we don't do it anymore, so don't worry. You would have tasty, tasty vegetables. This is better.
Wait, so I'm
I
sorry.
would take
Time
this over the repeater.
What?
I would take
Why?
this over the
Why?
repeater because
You are
I feel
crazy.
like I could wear this, and it's more comfortable. To me, this has more vibe. This is a better size. It's cooler.
Rob.
I can pose the hands like this, and it
I
looks super
cannot
awesome.
believe how
If I'm chiming that all day
unbelievably
long,
wrong you are.
I'm gonna break it. It's gonna be
Rob, this absolutely looks better, classier. It's slimmer. Oh, I'm sorry. It doesn't have a service sticker on the back, and you can see the movement. Oh, hi. Look at that.
That
Look
is
at that.
simply because
This
I
also-
want the new owner of this watch when they buy it to have the honor of
Sure, Rob.
peeling that sticker
Okay,
and
buddy.
feasting their eyes on that movement.
Whatever you say, pal. If you go, I'm sorry, if you go, we both go to an event, we both go to a meal, we go anywhere, you're wearing that, I'm wearing this, I win. I'm
No way.
sorry.
No way.
So,
I'll wear this.
17 people in the chat. Please put in the chat 50
204
204 or 5074. Let us know which is better. Patek.
Hold on. Let's go. Let's put them side by
Okay.
side on the
Fine
close up.
announcement.
Yes, please.
If we get enough turkeys in the chat, we'll make these two fancy guys eat out of a can here. We'll make them eat the pumpkin pie filling out of a can.
We'll see about that, David.
Yeah.
So, really, come on. You cannot tell me that the piece on the right there is classier, cleaner, slimmer. Just, it's all around better. And it's also a better complication. It's more interesting. It has more watch guy cred than anything. It makes noise, dude.
Right. And if you have a trust fund, this is all well and good and wonderful. This is a mortal watch compared to this.
This is so funny.
You'd have like two of these.
Rob
for
is
this.
trying to say that the 5204 is like a cheap watch. And like, yeah,
Compared to this, it is.
it's cheaper than the 5074, but
That's all we're talking about right now.
okay, pal. All right. All right.
Your Thanksgiving feast there is what? 1.3 million?
Yeah, right around there. Right around there. Again, if you're doing something, do it right. Don't half-ass it like Rob
Yours
over
is
here.
like 1.3 million. Mine is. What are we looking at here?
Boufadal. Nothing says I won at life like showing up to dinner with a Patek repeater. Yes, Tom, repeater.
Mine's like
Jeremy,
300.
Jeremy Pinsley. That repeater is definitely the star of the show.
I like how suddenly you're
As
all
usual,
about
I'm right.
about reading the comments.
I
It's
always read the
amazing that
comments.
little
I always
turn
read the
there,
comments.
that little switch.
Oh, I'm sorry. When
Yeah.
people agree with me, yeah. How
Yeah,
about that?
exactly.
I know. I know.
Only one hot toddy for both of you. Split it.
I was gonna say the cinnamon.
It's nice,
that
right?
cinnamon stick is starting to infuse.
It's quite
Oh,
nice. All right.
marvelous.
Well, Rob, wow us with your dessert pick now, buddy.
Why don't you lead
No,
off
no, no, no,
dessert?
no, no,
Why
no.
you? I
No,
have
because
led
I-
off this whole thing.
No, because I know that I'm right with my choice, so you can go first.
Once again, Justin is serving mains for dessert. I will bring out the actual dessert.
I'm sorry. You know what? Everybody, you're welcome. I'm glad that I'm here so that I can show you things that you actually want to see and that you're excited about. I'm sorry. I'm actually gonna be away next month, so Rob is gonna be on his own doing these. So I apologize in advance.
I will not be on my own. There will be special guests.
Thank God. Thank God. Go ahead. Dessert.
All right, dessert. Dessert should be fun,
It should be fun.
right?
You're right.
Dessert should be like, the meal is over.
It's a party.
I've had some of your exorbitantly expensive wine.
I don't know if I will allow you to have any of that, but that's okay. Yeah.
You're cutting me off before I've even started. I'm sitting back in your, I don't know, Erman Miller dining room chairs.
Herman?
I am satiated to the max. I now want something. I like rich desserts too, but after a meal like that, I like something bright. I like something with like, you know, something vibrant and
Okay.
like uplifting to almost like make you feel like, oh, I could eat more if I wanted to.
You can
And
go back for
that's-
more Panerai. Go ahead. Go
All
ahead.
right.
Sorry.
So this is a Rolex Day-Date President with a diamond bezel,
Hell yeah.
a pave dial, and rainbow hour markers.
All factory.
All factory. This is the rainbow that you can get your hands on, unlike the Daytona rainbow that is, you know, a mythical watch at
Totally.
this point.
Yeah.
Like they barely exist. This is 36 millimeters, which makes me so happy.
It's the right
because
size as well.
that is the Rolex President. This happens to be in full rose gold, and because of the pave with the rose gold settings on the dial, you get this beautiful rosy hue to that as well, versus the white gold version of this, which to me leaves me a little bit cold.
I agree.
Again, this time of year, I like the warmth, and this has it in spades. I mean, this is like, it's everything. It's everything. This is the end of the course. You've eaten all of your serious stuff. Now it's time to have fun, and let's enjoy life.
I mean,
and that's what this is.
What is
right
more
here.
fun than that? And to be honest, you know, usually when it comes to gem set Rolex, I either want a pave dial or I want colored gemstones. I don't necessarily want both, but for some reason on this, the rainbow hour markers, pave dial, and the bezel, like, it just works. It's amazing.
It's not too much. It is too much, but it's also like, it's the one that has it in the center links of the bracelet
That's
as
too
well.
much.
That to me is like, okay, I wouldn't wear that.
I agree.
Because I'd feel kind of uncomfortable. This, I'd wear this.
I would too.
I'd wear this a lot. I really, really like it. It'd be cool if it was bags in the bezel. Like,
God, don't even.
That would be
amazing.
That would be the ultimate decadence. But you know, I'd settle for this. I'd make it work.
Rob is gonna. You've heard it here first. Rob is going to settle for a rainbow day date. This
I have
really,
to admit,
honestly,
if
it is
I
incredible.
could borrow any watch to wear to Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
like from the store, which obviously we don't do, this would be it. I would totally wear this to Thanksgiving. It's festive.
It is. It's fun.
Look at that.
I mean, it is fun. Like, this watch makes you smile when you look at it. It's a good time. I do want to call out
Shellpepper!
William Shellpepper agrees with Rob, so that's
I got one.
Rob got one.
I'm on the board.
Rob got one.
I'm on the board.
There's one other person out there who is as wrong as you are. I'm sorry, Mr. Shellpepper. It's okay.
Do the book in 10 minutes?
The book will be, we'll spin it probably 155. We'll see. Adam,
Did
do you
we
want
get a
to
dado? Yeah,
do you
I
want to
was
run
gonna
and
say.
grab the platinum Datograph up down so that we can show it to our friend David, who's been asking for that?
Ramble for a little bit.
What?
Ramble for a second.
Well,
Well, we have Justin's useless dessert to
God.
talk about.
Get on the wrist cam.
no, it's all right. Sure. Okay. Yeah. All right. Here. Switch to the wrist cam.
Switch to the wrist. By the time you come back, we'll be done. All right,
Oh.
Justin.
Yeah. What? So dessert, when it comes to a big holiday meal, I agree. Dessert is usually kind of superfluous. It's a little bit extra.
Superfluous.
Yeah.
One, that's like that's a trust fund word. That word is so expensive, I don't have the budget to use it. But also, you are so wrong. Dessert is never superfluous.
So,
of course, if I thought that, I'd be much fitter. But,
If I have room for dessert, I didn't do it right.
If.
I'm not saying
He
saying
says.
that I don't force myself to have dessert, because if you don't eat dessert on Thanksgiving, there's something wrong with you. But anyways, so like your choice, dessert should be something that is just completely ridiculous. It has kind of no relation to anything else. It is totally wild, totally out there. I want to have something that is like over the top and crazy plus a cup of coffee, and then I want to melt into the couch. And nothing says I am crazy and like wild and totally unnecessary, but somehow really, really friggin' cool, like a Vianney Halter Trio Grande in white gold.
This does say, I have overdone it in all of the best ways possible.
Exactly.
I will agree with you there. That is exactly what this says.
But
because
it's still delicious and incredible. Like, you don't.
it's your wearable gold bar.
You might regret it, but you don't really feel bad. Like if you don't regret something on Thanksgiving, if you don't eat too much and like feel gross, then you didn't do it right. And this is that feeling personified. It is an incredible watch. So again, Vianney Halter Trio Grande in white gold. In this configuration, so white gold with the silver subdials. It's one of, I think, four pieces that Vianney Halter made. And his whole his design brief when he created this watch was, he said, I want to very Max Busser-esque. He said, I want to create a wearable gold bar, a gold ingot essentially. Yep. And he went out and he created this, and it has all of the vibe of Vianney Halter, all that classic Antiqua vibe with the kind of, it's overplayed at this point. I hate the word, but it's got a very steampunk kind of look to it. with
I don't feel like anybody talks about the
yeah,
steampunk
nobody's well, but when
Not
everybody
anymore.
when describing Vianney Halter, the only like the go-to descriptor is steampunk, and
Well,
but
because that's what it is.
Right.
That's
so
like,
you have
I mean,
time, you have a giant dial for time, you have running seconds, and then you have the date in 2 individual.
switch us back.
Oh,
now.
cool. What the hell? You're just gonna stop
No,
showing my
I've been
choice?
showing it for like 10 minutes. My arm is tired.
God. It is heavy. But again, like, this is so ridiculous and so wild and so different. Like, this screams dessert to me. I agree, yours is a great pick as well because, sure, Rob, if you want to go super obvious and pick, a bunch of colorful diamonds, yeah, that's
I wish we
feels
had
like
the top
candy,
down
but-
because our very last thing is I want to ask people, are you Team Rob or Team
You know what
Justin?
we'll do? You know what we'll do? Hold on. What we'll do, you take your 5 pieces and put them on the wrist cam.
Okay.
We'll let people see them together. We'll let them see your meal that you came up with.
I'm going to try to organize these, and then I'll let...
VM, cool, man. Thanks for coming in. What did? Let us know what you tried. VM says that he was here in the shop and tried to watch today, and he's seriously considering it. So let us know what it is.
And then I'm going to do this one with the cloth here, too.
Everybody's on the wheel.
Cool. Love it.
Everybody's on the wheel. We're getting ready for the book.
We got
All right,
there's 23. Yeah.
Adam,
All right. Go to the wrist cam, Adam.
to the wrist cam. This is my feast of watches. We have your soup course, your salad, your main and your side, and your dessert. How amazing would it be if you opened up your watch box and these are the 5 watches you have? This to me is like boxes ticked.
I mean,
Done.
I can
am
tell
good to
you
go.
how it would be better.
I am good to go. All right, take us back to
All
the
right.
main. I'll swap it
All
over.
right, swapping it out. Swapping it out.
Vote for me. You know you love it.
I'm going to pass these to you one at a time, Robert, and I'm going to call them out. Yes, definitely. Panerai is the redheaded stepchild. Panerai is like the bastard that shows up uninvited and then like ruins Thanksgiving by saying, "You're my real dad." All right, so there is your soup course.
The Panerai the one who gets too drunk and is like, I never really loved your mother.
I mean, not wrong. Oh, Dr. Leman, don't do me like that, man. So there you go, salad course.
Does that mean that the Hublot is like the cousin that's on?
Hand me your other one. I'm gonna like
Yeah, put those 2 together.
double
those two
these
go together
on the
anyways.
cloth so as not to.
There are your salad
Scratchy,
and
scratchy.
sides. Here is my main and my dessert. So
Oops.
again, FP Journe, Tourbillon Souverain. You've got
All right, hold
Rolex
on.
Datejust palm
Let him
dial.
get there. Give the man
What?
a minute.
Well, give who? a
Not
minute?
everybody's as fast as your servants, Justin. Jeez. Okay, go ahead.
So, starter, FP Journe, Tourbillon Souverain, vintage,
Starter.
aged,
Starter.
incredible, pairs well with a nice, nuanced bottle of Burgundy. Anyways, next, Datejust palm dial. Solid, you don't fill up, you put a little green on your plate so mom's happy. Next, Blancpain Leman 8-day tourbillon in stainless steel. Killer watch. Probably could be the star of the show, but it's still a supporting character in steel. Great watch. The main, the Big Daddy, the 5074R. This is just like the be-all and end-all. It doesn't get any better than that. Make it make sound. It's incredible. And dessert, Vianney Halter Trio Grande in white gold. 1 of 4 in the world. Just an absolute monster watch. So, Rob or Justin? Oh, I'm sorry, Rob. You get Mark Lehman, but I get Brendan Cunningham. Yes.
You cut me real deep.
David, Mr. Paradigm with me. Robert Taylor, 5204. You're wrong.
With a faux Panerai. Interesting.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly. People understand.
The one on the left. My left? Your left?
No, the
Who's
left
left?
right now. That is a Tourbillon Souverain.
Oh, I thought they were talking about the guy on the left.
Nah, clearly not. Definitely not.
It's probably David upstairs.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
You ruined the meal now with the burnt turkey.
Robert Taylor, 5204. Good, strong name. You know what's up. I like it.
All right, get that stuff off.
Need more sports watch. The Panerai is a sports watch.
We have 2 Rolex.
And the Rolex.
Actually,
and like,
I have 2 sport watches in mine.
This
I don't.
Blancpain is also a sport watch. I should move these so that we can quickly show. We have 10 minutes left.
Yes.
Overseas Turb is a good choice.
That is a great
I have
choice.
to admit, like if you wanted like a trust fund sport watch,
I mean, I'd still pick the Leman over the overseas, but yes,
just
you're
because
right.
it wears better. Though,
It wears way
right?
better.
'Cause
Yeah.
And
It's more
because the
personally,
overseas is a little bigger.
it's more interesting as well. It's a little bit more of like a thoughtful choice. If I can
There's
say that
your,
without any
there's
kind
your
of shade, but
exorbitantly expensive collection back. I am still very proud of what I put together.
I'm sure
and
you are.
I would legitimately, people ask me sometimes like, hey, is that your real opinion or are you just acting for TV? I would legitimately love to own all of these watches. I would absolutely have these in my box. I would wear these.
Apparently
I would enjoy them.
Rob thinks he's on TV, but that's okay.
You know what I mean. People do say that to me. Do they not ask you? Because they don't pay attention to you.
Yeah, right, exactly, of course. All right. David, last week actually, and then earlier, asked us to show off this platinum Datograph up-down. Yeah, I know.
I
know.
am.
I
He
think-
brought it on himself with $1.3 million in watches, whatever it is. He
Oh,
brought it
I'm
on
sorry, Rob.
himself.
Next time I will make sure that I only pick sub $2,500 watches. My bad. my
Next
bad.
next show I do with Justin is going to be the like ramen noodles, and you've got a spool for a coffee table collection.
Oh my God, the Duet is the perfect emo watch because it's a pretender while you pretend to sing feelings. Incredible. No notes. Absolutely amazing. All
Also,
right.
I don't use delay because you want to be really clean when you're playing
All right,
like pop
show
punk and
our
stuff
good
like
friend
that.
David, who is still watching, who has wanted to see this for literally
Yes.
a week and a half now.
Yes.
So
Okay. Get the wheel ready while we do.
Yes. So Datograph up down platinum. This is a killer watch. I mean, it's funny. Rob and I talk a lot about watches that we wish we had kind of like paid attention to 5, 6, 7 years ago. I love the Datograph. When Rob and I started working for EWC, Datos were like 30 or 40 grand, which is like insane to think about. Now, obviously, they're out of both of our range, but I desperately want a Dato. I personally would go with just a standard Datograph, no up-down, so the earlier version. But this, I mean, it's killer. Look at that thing.
And why do you really get this watch?
Exactly.
For this. Nobody, like Lange changed the game when they came out with this movement. It's hard to see the depth probably in this camera, but it is a miniature city on your wrist.
I've said it many times that I would, if I somehow was privileged enough to own one of these, I would have a hard time not wearing it upside down on my wrist because the movement is just as incredible as the dial. Like I would flip that strap around. So David also
if it had
said,
straight lugs so you could do that, that'd be so
it'd be
cool.
sick. David asked, is the case noticeably polished? And 100% no, and we're not just blowing smoke. Part of the beauty of EWC is that we only buy and sell pieces that we as watch enthusiasts and connoisseurs, I guess you could say, are proud to sell, and this absolutely falls in that category. Our mantra and kind of our ethos is to do as little as possible, and especially on important, expensive, precious metal pieces like this platinum Dato. Like this is not a piece that you just like willy-nilly start polishing. You know what I'm saying? This is in incredible condition. It's really beautiful, and they're just they're killer. These are such good pieces.
It is a watch that a lot of people, when they think of Lange, this is the top two. They think of the Lange one, and then they think of a platinum Datograph with a black dial and those German silver subs like this. This is an iconic watch for good reason, and it is an absolute masterpiece. I would, a lot of people are like, oh, it's so big, it's so thick. I don't care.
I don't care either.
I don't care. It's worth every bit of whatever. And it's actually, when you put it on the wrist and you strap it on, it's comfortable. It is not overly heavy. It's not, the triple split, the Terra Luna, those are like, you need to commit to those. And a deploy helps in that case because it balances it better. This is wearable. You could wear this.
And the thing is like, for me, killer. With a, my wrist is like roughly just over 6.5 inches. And even for me with a very small wrist, this wears incredibly well, and it's the original even better, the 39 mil. But short. The case is thick, yes, but it has short lugs, so the geometry is really nice and it's balanced.
This lug to lug is not bad.
It doesn't overhang even my small wrist. And again, like you're saying, you know, the triple split, you know, the crazy stuff.
The Terra Luna.
The Terra Luna, yes. The deploy.
31.
Yeah, geez, the hockey puck. The deploy helps balance it, but a dado on a tang is actually quite perfect. Someone asked a question. Oh, Vimal asked if the blank instead of the 0 for the single digit in the date wheel bothers us. I actually prefer the blank. If it was a 0, that would like legitimately bother me.
I've never thought about it.
I actually had neither until he said it.
I've actually never thought about that as like an issue one way or the other. I'm completely neutral. Like it's fine.
Rob Taylor, when Lange adds a turb to this watch, they hide it in the back. Ultimate stealth flex.
That Datograph Perpetual Tourbillon is bananas.
That and then like Patek with what, the 5100 and a few other references where the
until
the
very
tourbillon
recently,
is hidden.
until that skeleton repeater thing, they've never shown a turb on the front.
And that really is like the ultimate, like, I'm so rich. Like, that's even beyond, like, trust fund rich.
Lean in!
Even more than imaginary trust fund rich. If you have a watch that has a tourbillon that's only visible from the you know, through the display case back, like that's next level.
Ooh, get the wheel ready. We are spinning. This is it. Everybody that's in is now in. We have closed it. We are giving away a book.
Okay.
Real quick, Brendan Cunningham, I love that. Cranberry sauce. I think it's disgusting.
No!
But
but he also said cranberry sauce choices? Dude, let us, like,
so
what
what's
are
your cranberry
choices?
Watch?
What's
your cranberry sauce watch? That's what he's saying, is which watch is your cranberry sauce?
Oh,
For
man.
me,
it's...
they do make a nice purple.
They do,
You're
actually,
right,
yeah.
they do.
The
Actually,
the Rolex grape is better.
Code 1159 with the smoke purple dial.
There it is, right
there.
there.
It is.
Actually. That's a
Rose
good
gold
choice.
case, smoke purple.
They do. The AP's better, though. Yeah. All right, spin the wheel.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, everybody comment.
Speaking of cranberries, you and I should be friends, Mr. Paradigm. I like it.
All right.
I actually have a 1981 guitar incoming.
Producer David is getting the wheel ready. He's going to bring it over to the wrist cam. We're going to put it on camera. We're going to spin it away. We're going to see who is going to get a copy of our book. Adam, go to the wrist cam.
Tell me when we're ready, Adam.
We're ready.
All right,
Spin it
here
away.
we
Turn the
go.
volume up. You
Oh,
gotta turn the
go
volume
ahead,
up.
turn the volume up.
Oh, boy. Up, technical difficulties. Come on.
There we go.
All right.
Sound effects.
All right,
See,
let's go.
I'm glad you did it because I would have reached for the wrong side. Here we are.
Spin it. Who we got?
Oh, Brendan was so close. but-
Dr. Mark Leman, what is up? Cool, awesome, I love it. All right, Dr. Leman, we will get in touch with you and we will get that book shipped out to you, absolutely. It's not gonna be until next week because we're not shipping anything today or Friday for obvious reasons, but nice. You guys, I didn't know how this was gonna go.
You always
this
say
was
that.
a lot of fun.
Anytime I bring something to the table, you're like, I thought this was going to be an absolute train wreck, but we had fun.
I mean,
every time.
I don't want to say that I have reason to be concerned, but no, really, that was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for joining us. Like I said, I'm going to be away next month. I'll be back at the beginning of the new year. I'm going to leave you in Rob's very capable hands. He's going to have a bunch of guest hosts with him next month. So
Yeah, I've got some good ideas. So make sure you have subscribed to the channel and go ahead and hit that little bell icon so you get notifications for when we go live for both our Horological, which we'll go back to a regular happy hour in December.
Yep.
The Horological happy hour, and when we do take fives, when we post Gone in 60 seconds, things like that. We will continue to give away books as we approach the holidays, the end of the year. And I think we have something special to give away that maybe we should do kind of right before the end of the year.
Oh, wait till I come back.
Okay, we'll do it in January. So we'll finish
Big
it all
tease, big
off
tease.
with a bit of plastic.
Yes. So anyways, thanks guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Have a great holiday, and we will see you all soon.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
See ya.
Bye-bye.